this here is the cash flow game. It began as an idea in our heads in 1994. And if you notice, there's actually two different tracks. This makes this game different. This is the first track, and this is the second track. The first track is known as the rat race, which so many people are trapped in, going round and round and round. This is what our schools train us to do. Go to school, get a job, buy a house, get married, have kids, and you get stuck inside here. The second track really does exist. It's called the fast track. And the fast track is where the rich invest their money. And there really does exist a fast track. In 1933, a man named Joseph Kennedy, the father of former President John Kennedy, actually created the fast track. And this fast track was only for the rich to invest in. So in 1994, 95, and 96, we began the process of designing this game so a person could have fun, but also that it would reflect real life.
And it really was a process. I mean, to be able to, just to explain the idea of cash flow, most people think of cash flow flowing out. We're talking about cash flow flowing in. So to explain that and how to buy a property, how to understand stocks, all of that, to take those concepts and simplify them to a simple concept where it's fun, it's entertaining, and you're learning. We had quite a few nights, my head hurt often.
It was the hardest thing we ever had to do.
But every once in a while, at the end of the night, we're going, okay, we need a break. We'd go get pizza and a pitcher of beer, and we'd talk about it. But it was quite a process to get these concepts so simple and to make it entertaining. Because
our brains were hurting so much, because how do we take what my rich dad taught me and put it down into a condensed form? The reason cash flow is so important is the reason people can't get out of the rat race is more cash is flowing out. To get out of the rat race and get onto the fast track, you have to have cash flowing in, regardless if you work or not. So the reason Kim and I could retire in 1994, me at 47 and she at 37, we had so much cash flowing in, we were free then to do what we want. And that's the object of the cash flow game, is to get in your head, what does it take to get cash flowing in instead of flowing out, so you can get on the fast track. Another thing about the fast track is it starts with your dreams. So a very important part of the Rich Dad Company and the cash flow games is to have your financial dreams come true. You know, there's different dreams up here. So the game actually begins with people choosing their dreams, right? Because
what's the use of having a lot of money and being financially free if you're not living the life you want? And so it's exactly what we've done in our real life. Is in order for us to get out of the rat race, we needed more passive income coming in from our properties and our investments than was going out in living expenses. Right. Same concept as the game. And often what I see happen on this game, it's pretty entertaining to watch as well, because oftentimes people's true behavior comes out on this game. Even though they're playing with play money, even though it's a game, their true behavior comes out. And what I often see is you land on opportunity. You have a choice between a small deal and a big deal, usually depending on how much money you have. But I see it happen a lot, and men more than women, sometimes. Even though they don't have any money, even though they're just learning, they're just starting, they go for the big deal. They want that big shot. They want to, you know, have that ego in there, and they go for the big deal, and of course they find out they can't do the big deal. So it's funny to see the behaviors come out playing this game.
Right, and I was taught, you know, games reflect behaviors. One of the fun thing about this game is that you get to sit around the table with 2 or 3, 4 other people. You get to watch their behaviors. You know, you understand why they'd be poor, what they're rich, or why they're successful, why they're not successful. But the true behavior comes out. You know, like some people will buy a small deal card and they'll get, you know, maybe a stock at $5 and they'll go, and even though it's a game, they're playing with play money, their real behavior comes out. They go, okay, I'll take 2 shares, $10. You know, I go, oh, come on, I do that in real life? And they go, but even though it's play money, right?
Even though it's play money, it's real to them.
And it's really funny. And then we always recommend that if you're about to get married, especially, you know, you want to play this with your future to be before they become your future ex, because most people, the biggest argument in a marriage is what?
Number one thing couples fight about is money.
So play this game with you.
Why not get it handled and learn together and grow together, because that's one of the most important things.
Especially for a woman or a guy to say, oh my God, I'm marrying a loser, or financially, you know, we'll be poor the rest of our lives. So this game here not only brings up behavior, but it brings up some emotion sometimes.
Brings up
and all
some
that.
Emotion, yes.
So it was really a fun way to learn. It's not just about finance, it's just to learn about yourself and other people playing the game around you.
And what else is great is every time I play this game, or I watch people play, every time I play, it's different. because you're playing with different people, so they've got different behaviors. Your cards are different, the game is different, your strategy might be different. So it's different every time. Some people say, oh, I played it once, that's enough.
Loser.
No, you need to play it again and again and again, because that's how you learn. And so many people now, as they send in their testimonials of they're out of the rat race, or they're out of debt, or they've got portfolios, they credit playing this game regularly because it gets them into action.
Right. It doesn't tell you what to invest in. It opens your mind up to the whole possibilities, because today, especially with the internet, there's so many different ways a person can get, cash flowing in so they can get out of the rat race. So this game is not to tell you what to do, it's to expand your horizons by expanding your mind. So there's many things. It's a fun way. The reason the cash flow clubs are important is you get to play this as a curriculum. You play it 10 different times. But I can't make any guarantees, but I promise you this. You commit your life to playing this game 10 times with your cash flow club. I think by the time you're out of it, after the 10th lesson, you will see a different world. You will see a world of more possibilities. Now, it doesn't guarantee you'll get your dream, but we at the Rich Dad Company have the support systems. We have coaching and Rich Dad's advanced education so that you can learn more. But the most important thing about the game is to know that you, too, can get out of the rat race if you have enough cash flowing in and not as much flowing out, right?
Right, and one of the things that's so beneficial if you choose to join a cash flow club is that you get to hang out with like-minded people with similar goals, similar ambitions, similar dreams, because learning this is not necessarily easy. We say, we simplify it, but it's not necessarily easy. And to be around people with that same like-mindedness, supporting one another going for your dreams is really important. So you get together on a regular basis, you play the game, you learn together, you grow together, but most important, you've got this environment and this support around you to go for your dreams.
So let me caution you about behavior. There's two more things. One is the big deal. It's the person who's going to do, I only do a big deal. They may be broke when they're doing big deal. The other two I'll warn you about is the person who only joins this club to sell you something. Now, we all have something to sell. The Rich Dad Company sells education. But they only join the club to say, hey, guess what? You want a deal? I have a deal just for you. So I don't have any problem with people selling. I just ask that if you're going to sell something, let people know. And the third person that always shows up is the expert. Oh, no, that's not the way you do it. This is the way I do it, and they're not the big deal. They act like the big dog. Generally, again, men. But be careful of these experts and all this. Everybody comes to learn together, but some of what you'll see are the behaviors of people.
That's why, again, to be in an environment of people that are supportive and growing and learning together, that's why it's so important, because in the real world, there's a lot of people that are going to tell you why what you're doing isn't going to work.
Well, one of the purposes of this game is so you know good advice from bad advice, and most importantly, what's important for you and how you're going to get out of the rat race and get on with your life.